Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. And in this video we have recorded, it was actually recorded during our live stream that we do this last Tuesday. So, we do a live stream every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, when we go over scheduling information, dealer news updates, recalls, and usually have a topic of the week and some other things. But more importantly, we answer your questions live, the community's questions. So we usually have about a couple hundred people in there each week that are watching this live and asking us questions about their order, or how they should order their vehicle and that kind of thing. And that's what we're here for, is to help you answer any questions. So if you want to join us live, and if you have any questions about scheduling, we can answer them live for you. Also, if you drop them down below, we'll try to get those responded as well. But feel free to come back next week. Again, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central, if you want to join us live and ask your question, and we can answer your individual question if it hasn't been answered in the past. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video, and I hope to see you next week. All right, we're going to get into scheduling for this week. And this is the first week of April allocations. New set of allocations for April production dates for this week. It's the start of scheduling for that. Some models are scheduling and some are not, and we'll go over these notes. And there are notes in here in general for the month of April production from the factories and such. So we'll cover some of that as well in this. But before we get into that, let's go on up here and go over some of this terminology. So don't forget about the order banks. That is where the customer places all stock and retail orders. A retail order is a customer placed order. A stock order is an order placed by the dealer for stock or lot inventory. If they don't have enough retail orders, they're earning allocations. We'll talk about that, how that's done. Then they need some stock orders, so they'll put stock orders to fill up their inventory. Priority code, that's a priority a dealer is giving to orders. 03 is what Ford opened it up, through 19 is retail order, customer placed orders. 20 to 80 is for stock orders, priority. Lower the better. So it's like a golf score. So that's why retail orders are always looked at before stock orders for the same configuration. Scheduling, that is when Ford schedules an order for production dates in the future months. They do that always on Thursdays. So we're going to talk about what's this week's scheduling and what it looks like, and notes that we get from the factory on what they're looking for. Production date, that is when it's scheduled, your vehicle, your order is being scheduled to be built. They'll schedule it to the week first. When they get closer, then they'll go ahead and schedule it to the day. And Ford can move those around sometimes. So always keep with your dealership staying updated on that. Allocations. So allocation, Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank. A dealer earns allocations from their sales for each model within their region. So they earn that based on how well they sell the model within their region. The dealerships that sell more of them are going to get more allocations. So sales volume, but also they lose some allocations based on what they have currently in stock that they're not selling. That sometimes comes out of that, or vehicles that they have coming in. We'll explain that when we get to Maverick with us, and why we're getting 0, even though we sell about 50, 60 Mavericks, and why we're not getting any this month. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Constraints, that is where options may be in short supply or take longer to build. So if the demand is higher than the capacity, there's where your constraint comes in. And sometimes that capacity is low because they can't get enough of the certain supplies to build that particular part or trim because of the shorter supply. So capacity is a planned production rate for a given motor trim and option based on those supplies. Job 1 and 2, production runs within a model year. They split it into 2 different jobs. We're going to actually talk about job 2 for the F-150 here in just a little bit. And they will split it up in 2 different job runs. Doesn't mean you have to place your order twice. If it doesn't get scheduled in job 1, it still stays there for job 2. It's just there are certain options that won't be available until job 2 hits. And then balance out, that's the end of a production, or balancing out of a certain option or even a model, which they're doing on 2 different models this month. So there you go. All right. So there's that information. All right. So let's start with the 24 model year Mustang. There is currently 1,176 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. We don't know how many stock orders are in there. Last week, I think there were 992. So we've gotten a couple of orders. I don't think they scheduled last week, so that's probably why it's gone up. The order banks are open up. If you do want to order a Mustang to your certain configuration, there should be some inventory out on some dealer lots. Look there if you want to. If you want to get something quicker. Just a reminder for this month. 2% of the is the production run for California Special, and also Dark Horse handling package and carbon fiber wheel have now resumed production for April. So that is back. So if you have a Dark Horse and are waiting and didn't get it scheduled yet, and your dealer's getting that allocation for this month, then you have that chance of getting that handling package or carbon fiber wheel now. It's back in stock or production. All right. They are going to be scheduling this week for the month of April. So the week of April 1st through April 22nd. Exhaust availability for the Night Pony package. So that is a retail only option because of that. So, and then this month, in case you're wondering, us in particular, our dealership, we're getting 3 allocations for Mustang, 0 Dark Horse. Next is the 24 model year Escape. There's currently 612 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week, there were 502. The order banks are open up if you do want to order an Escape, plug-in or hybrid, that is available. Just a reminder for this month that their planned production is 0% hybrids. So they don't plan to make any hybrids in the month of April. And 45% of April's production will be active trim. 39% will be ST line trim. They are scheduled this week for the weeks of April 1st through April 22nd. McArthur does have 5 Escape allocations, 2 of those being plug-in hybrids, and I don't think we have any plug-in hybrid orders. So we're going to have to put a stock order in unless somebody wants to put a retail order in that and for at our dealership. So, all right, next 24 model year Bronco Sport. See, there's currently 294 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week, there were 271, so some of them did get, or actually it went up. So there's some orders that were put in. The order banks are open up for all trim levels. You can put those in. Something to remind yourself when you are putting that order in for this month, they gave us a note saying that 0% production for the Big Ben and the freewheeling with the convenience package. So that's still a constraint. They're not planning to produce any in the month of April. So if you have that on your order, it will not get scheduled. Also 0% Big Ben black appearance package as well. And then 0% Badlands. So they're not going to make any Badlands in April. No black appearance packages in April, and no convenience packages on the Big Ben or freewheeling. So keep that in mind as you place those. We do have 8 allocations this month for Bronco Sport. So if you order them with us, we probably get scheduled as long as it fits that. It does say in here this week, no stock scheduling, only retail scheduling. They are scheduled for the weeks of April 1st through April 22nd. And again, no scheduling for Badlands until mid-March. So you're looking at May production dates probably. Limited availability for the Outer Banks. The convenience package, we talked about that, and the tech package, which is optional on the Outer Banks. Exhaust availability for the 2.0 EcoBoost. We already know that. Badlands, it's constrained. That's why it's being put off. So, all right. Moving on, 24 model year Edge. There's currently 1,527 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week there were 569. So they've added like 1,000 orders because we know that it's shutting off, and now that number won't go up anymore because you cannot order an Edge anymore because it is finishing. In fact, the month of April is the last month they're going to produce the Edge. So they are scheduling. This is balance out scheduling this month for the Edge. Just a reminder for the month, their plan is 25% production of SELs, 38% the titanium trim, and I believe ST is balanced out completely already, and they're balanced out for the month. We do have 8 allocations this month. They are planning to schedule this week, production weeks of April 1st through April 22nd. All right, next is the 24 model year Ranger. Currently 1,911 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week, there were about 1,747 in there. Order banks are open up if you want to place an order for the Ranger, including the Ranger Raptor. keep note, you will need to find a dealership that has a Ranger Raptor allocation, and that dealership may not even realize that they have earned one like we did. So we actually have 4 allocations this month, one of which are a Raptor, and we've already received our first Raptor allocation. So now they are giving extra allocations to dealers for Raptors. They haven't told us yet how that mix is going to come down, how you earn it. I assume we received ours. We're not a big Ranger dealer, but I think we received it because we're a big Raptor dealer. Bronco Raptor, F-150 Raptors. We sell a lot of those, which is probably how we earned our other one. And I don't know if we're getting a third one or not. They haven't told us, but we do have one this month, and we already have an order in for that one. So if you're wondering on that, oh, can I place an order with you? We already have an order in there that they'll get that allocation. So we will let them know that's the order we want them to take because it's already in the system. They already reached out to us and had that in there just in case. They are not scheduled this week, though, for the Ranger. So keep that in mind. So you need to look for next week. We'll see how that looks next week. 24 model year Bronco. There's currently 4,007 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. So we did see an increase of another 300 there, or possibly more. Order banks are open up for about all configurations other than the Heritage Edition and the Heritage Limited. Those are sold out. 2-door and 4-door both balanced out. They closed the order bank for the Heritage Edition. Just so you know that. Just a reminder for this month, 75% of the production will be the hardtop. That's the production rate. That's a really high number. 50% will be the 2.7 liter engine, and 30% is the Sasquatch, which is lower than what their normal average is. So just a note on the Sasquatch, it's a little bit lower than normal. Raptor production is going to be 25% marine grade vinyl, 75% leather, and then 35% the standard wheel, 65% the beadlock capable wheel. And then on the Heritage Limited Edition, 87% of the production will be 2-door, 13% 4-door for the month of April. So those are April numbers right there for the whole month. Now for this week, by the way, we do have, as a dealership, have 5 allocations, and we have 1 Bronco Raptor allocation. So now for this week, it says priority scheduling for Raptor, Heritage, Heritage Limited, and Everglades. It seems like they've been doing that on about every month. That first week, they schedule out those first, and then they work on the others. So they are scheduling those for the weeks of April 1st through April 22nd. It does say best availability is the 2-door Heritage and Limited stock orders for open allocation. So, and on the Heritage Limited, I don't focus too much on that because every dealership is supposed to get one, and we've already received ours. Most dealerships have. So you need to find that dealership that hasn't used their Heritage Limited order yet. Or allocation yet. So, and then Raptor orders will require a mix in the order bank of 70% standard wheel and 30% beadlock. So we know that's actually been updated current to these numbers. So I won't I don't think they updated that from last week. So, other than that, I think we're good on that. So I wouldn't be too concerned about most Bronco if you have orders. I didn't look to see if we have any unscheduled. I know that last week we used the rest of our allocations to schedule all of our unscheduled retail orders. So all of our retail orders as of last week have been scheduled. So we're free to take. We have, like I said, 4 regular Bronco allocations with no orders, unless some got put in last week when I didn't know it. So if you're looking to place an order, want to get one scheduled, shouldn't be difficult. Again, talk to your dealers though. If you're at a dealership that has a lot of orders and they don't have as many allocations, then it could take you a little longer. But if you find a dealership that has a low number of orders and allocations, like us, where we earn allocations, we normally earn about 8 allocations a month. And the reason we have 5 instead of 8 is because we have a lot of stock Broncos in here. And so because of that, that's why we only received 5. So it kind of shows you how that system kind of works and the allocation system works. 24 model year Maverick, currently 20,827 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week, it was 20,358. Again, order banks are open up. That's why you probably see that number go up, even the XL as well. For this month, really the percentages for capacity is the same as it has been for the year. 55% hybrid, 45% EcoBoost, 23% XL, 47% XLT, and 30% Lariat. And then they are scheduling this week. No stock scheduling, only retail scheduling. They're scheduling for the weeks of April 1st through April 22nd. It says limited availability for the black appearance package. The spray-in bed liner. And it says not available to XL luxury package. Don't get me started there. Also, the drop-in bed liner is also limited availability. I said this is going to happen. Anyway, hard trifold tonneau cover splash guards as well. Exhaust availability for the XL trim. We know that's very over. We have a lot of pent up demand there. A lot of those orders need to be scheduled. Also, exhaust availability for the 17-inch unique ebony painted aluminum wheel. That's the FX4 off-road wheel. So now that one's exhausted as well. So got the FX4 off-road. It may not get scheduled, but some will. Not completely. When they say exhausted, I don't know why they say exhausted, but it's still some could get scheduled. So out there. So anyway, McArthur has 0 allocations for this, and then the main reason is because we had so many that Ford wanted to make sure all of those people that had a 23 order that hadn't been scheduled yet, they wanted to make sure they got scheduled for January, February production dates. So we had like 150 that got scheduled for those days. And because of that, and based on our normal sales volume of about 38 to 40 is what they say we should get, you figure that out minus the ones that we have in transit and everything else. Because of that, then that's why we earn 0 allocations. Now, next month should be different because we've sold over 63 last month. We've already sold 30 this month, so we're on track to sell 60 this month. If we do sell another 60, then we'll earn allocations next month. So for those of you who haven't ordered with us, just be faithful with us. Next month, we should get some more allocations. All right, moving on. 24 model year Explorer. Currently 737 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week, it was 437. We won't see that number go up anymore because the order banks are closed for the 24 model year Explorer. We have moved on to 25 model year, which that order bank is opened up right now if you want to order at 25, and looks fabulous. Got a chance to see that at the auto show. Looks great. Reminder for this month, for 24 model year Explorer, 50% production for XLT. They do have a stop build on the Platinum, ST line, and King Ranch without the trailer tow, which basically means that they aren't going to build a Platinum, ST line, or King Ranch unless it has a trailer tow. So you want to make sure if you have one of those that you've added that trailer tow package to your order. And then also the limited 301A, they're not going to build any with the trailer tow. So you want to make sure to remove that if you want it built, the 25 model year order. This month is balance out, so they're going to finish that out. We do have 9 allocations. Some notes, they are scheduling this week, retail scheduling this week, production for the weeks of April 1st through April 22nd. Limited availability for the base series, the 20-inch carbonized gray painted wheel. That's the XLT Sport Appearance Package, so you probably see less of those get scheduled. The priority is XLT, but not the Sport Appearance Package XLT. Exhaust availability for the 20-inch premium painted aluminum wheel. That's the one that's optional on the XLT 202A, and it's standard on the limited 300 and 301A. And then the 21-inch bright machine face wheel is also exhausted. That's the one that's standard on the Platinum. So you kind of see some constraints there. So, all right, next is the 24 model year Expedition. There's currently 724 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week it was 605. Order banks are open up for the 24 model year Expedition. Just a reminder for this month, 0% production for the limited 302A, 18% for the XLT. And then also the standard wheel is now available on the Platinum again. So it was been not available for several months. It is back available now on the Platinum. So if you've been waiting for that, good news for you. Now, this week, they're not scheduling this week for the Expedition. And just as a note, we do have 5 Expedition allocations this month. All right. Next is a 24 model year Mach-E. Currently 57 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. We do, looks like last week was 52. Order banks are open up for the 24 model year, the Select, the Premium, and the GT, including the GT Bronze. And if your dealership tells you you can't order a Rally, that is not true. You can order it. It just will not get scheduled because it's a late availability item. That should have been my is it true? Anyway, and just note, they actually did tell us that Mach-E was not scheduling for the month of for August or for April production, but there's a note on here saying they're going to schedule this week. So I don't know which is true. So if you get scheduled, if you have a Mach-E order and you get scheduled, let me know. I'm curious because according to the factory, they're scheduling this week for production weeks in April. But according to the notes that Ford gave us, they weren't scheduling Mach-E. So I guess we'll find out. All right, next is a 24 model year Super Duty. Currently 21,504 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week there were 20,393, so we gained an extra 1,200 orders in the order bank. Order banks are open up right now, so you can go ahead and place those orders if you want to. Just a reminder, 84% of the production this month will be the 44G transmission. That is the one that's the transmission for both of your diesel and your 7.3 liter. That is not the one for your 6.8 liter. So you can tell that means the 6.8 liter production rate is going to be 16%, right? So, and they are needing some 6.8 liter XL and XLT orders. All right. And let's see what else. Oh, we do have I think we have 43 allocations. I don't know. We had 25 that got carried over from last month that they're trying to schedule for us this week. So I don't know if that's included in the 43 or not. All right. Scheduling for the production weeks at Kentucky for 2/26 through 2/25. I think that needs to be, well, it could be through 3/25. And then no scheduling for the Ohio truck plant or assembly plant. And then let's see what else. Limited availability for the F450 and F600 series. Limited availability for all these options. I'm just telling you this. Platinum version, limited. The 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel engine and the high output Power Stroke diesel engine is limited. And when I say that, I mean, again, it's limited. And I think anytime it's a lower percentage capacity, it's going to be on here. And we know on the high output that it's 10 to 19%. Some months it said 19%. So that's low. And that's why they say it's limited. Okay, doesn't mean they won't have any schedule. Just want to make note of that. Also, the fuel tank that's included in the 7.3 liter gas engine, XL, XLT, or Lariat on the 350, 450, and 550 and 600s is also limited. That's the 99N fuel tank. Also, the 245 70R 19.5 G tire. That's standard on the chassis cab 600s, XL and XLT. That's the tire code is TD5. Also, tire TGU, the 245 70R 19.5 traction tire. That's optional on the F600 XL and XLT. So it looks like the standard and the optional F600 tire is limited. That's why we're seeing the F600 having issues right here, because they just don't have the tires coming in to help with the production. Wheel option 64E, the 18-inch machine and painted aluminum wheel that is included on the Trimmer off-road package, that is limited. Tire TGL code, that's a 225 70R 19 and a 0.5 G traction tire that's standard on the F450 pickups. So earlier we said limited on the 450s and 600s. We know why, because mostly it's probably because of these tires. The frame code GBK frame, that's optional on the F350 two-wheel drive with the diesel engine and 145-inch dually and 145-inch single rear wheel is limited. The 4x4 Dana axle, that's optional on the 450, 550, and 600. The rear axle, that's optional on the F350 dually with the 6.8 or the 7.3 gas engines is limited, as well as the rear axle that's optional on the F350, 450, and F600 dualies with the 6.7 diesel, the standard diesel. Also, option code 91D, that onboard scales and smart hitch, that's optional on the XL, XLT, and Lariat pickups. That one also is limited. So it's not mentioning the ones that's standard on, like the King Ranch. So that should be fine. Option 90M, which is the max recline seats, that is standard on the limited, optional on the Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum, is also constrained. So you might want to think about taking it off if you really want yours scheduled. 203-inch wheelbase fuel tank with the low sulfur diesel fuel 98L option. And then the power sliding with the privacy glass and defrost option 435 is also limited. And then the Baja interior, so which is color code 3J, 2J, 5J, or 6J, depending on what trim level you have. All right. I think that's all I have on the F250 or the Super Duty. I mean, all right. The 24 model year F-150, there's currently 5,762 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Last week, it was 5,276. So it's gone up. The order banks are open up for the 24 model year, with the exception of the Tremor. But that's going to open up on Friday. So I want to make sure everybody knows for retail order, you are going to be able to, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, the order bank is opening up for the Tremor trim, and probably will open up. That's when it'll open up for the options for that. So we probably will see an updated order guide come Friday or Monday. They said stock ordering of the Tremor will happen for dealers on Monday, but retail on Friday. So go in and check that out. Also a note for this, we'll get into the rest of this here. So this month is a startup for job 2. All right. We currently have about 31 allocations this month for Raptors to schedule this month. Now, Raptor R is not scheduling this month, just so you know that. We do have one that got carried over from last month that'll get carried into next month because they're not scheduling for Raptor R. Current is what they told us anyway. On the Raptor, they are scheduling about 70% to be the 801A, which is your standard Raptor, and 30% the Raptor 37. That's their planned capacity on that. And Lightning is not supposed to be scheduling this month. So that's our other notes in there. They are scheduled for the week of March 25th. So this week will be actually not April's production. So we do have 31 that got carried over, and they're going to try to schedule all those this week for a lot of dealers. For us, 31, but some dealers are going to have other numbers. 24 model year job 1 is balancing out this week. So next week will be the start of job 2 production scheduling. So there you go. So those of you that have been waiting for that Pro Access tailgate on your Platinum or King Ranch order, or Lariat with the bed utility package, then, or the Tremor with the 402A, then now the wait is almost over. One more week. So try not to get your order scheduled this week, because if it gets scheduled this week for March production, it will not have the Pro Access tailgate. It has to be a job 2 scheduling and production. So keep that in mind. So don't get your order scheduled yet. Tell your dealers to 99 your order or something for 1 week. Limit availability for the 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine. And then limit availability for the 245/70R17 all-season standard tire. That's the one that's on the 101A and 103A XLs. So just so you know that. And then the last one, 24 model year Transit. There's currently 5,878 unscheduled retail orders in order bank. Last week it was 6,007, so they had scheduled some last week. Order banks are open up right now. They are wanting some Transit Trail orders. I have a little fact about that later. I can tell you that I know where those are made, and it's pretty cool because I've been in that plant. Limit availability on the 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine for this month, and eTransit is not scheduling this month. And then they are scheduled for the week of August 1st through August 8th. So those 2 weeks. Cleanup scheduling, it says in here. And then it says we encourage our dealers to submit orders with the non-EcoBoost 3.5 liter engine. They're looking for those. And they're also looking for eTransit orders. That's probably one of the reasons they're putting some of it off. It does say opportunity to schedule trail vans for remaining allocations. So if you have an allocation, don't have orders, crazy if you do, but if so, you put in some Transit Trails, and then limit availability for the EcoBoost engine there. So, all right, I think that's all the scheduling for this week.